And it's Monday, y'all. And I hope everybody had a great weekend and playoff season has begun. NHL, NBA, and obviously we got some baseball to talk about as well. But as always, I got my main man, Jersey Fred, brought to us by Ombrage, the luxury without the splurge. Promo code Your Agent Brad for the discount. Fred, what is popping, my man?
Oh, just it's a good time of the year right now with baseball and the NBA and NHL playoffs finally started. So
Now,
good time.
I hate to bring up the elephant in the room, but you have a new hat on this week.
Yeah, I do. I put the other one in my accolades case.
I thought we said that you were going to wear that hat every day until you guys beat us in a series.
No, that was not it. That was
okay.
No.
I wasn't sure. I didn't remember how it went, but I'd have to go back to some old pods to check it out. But forget about Fred. We see Fred every week. I'm excited for our next guest. Now, we bring him up on here all the time, the man, but nobody knows who he is, right? He's behind the scenes, and I'm going to introduce to you guys to the one and only, the 13-year-old sports phenom, Jackson Spikes. Welcome to the pod, Jackson.
Stop.
What's going on with your shirt, buddy? Is it laundry day?
Nah, it's just an amazing shirt. Amazing day to be a Knicks fan.
It is a great day to be a Knicks fan. Obviously, I had to wear mine. We're going to get into some NBA stuff, but if they would have ended that game after 3 quarters, would you still be wearing that shirt today?
Probably not.
No. We had an epic meltdown, but I want to get started. First of all, Jackson coming to the shore for a spring break, but tell us a little bit of the reason why you're actually in the shore outside of visiting Uncle Fred.
So later today, I got invited to play for this Ghost national team. I'm playing in North Carolina for the USA National Championship tournament, and I'm actually going to do a workout later today at the Ghost Lab to meet some of the coaches and a couple of my teammates I'm going to be playing with.
So for sure you're in for playing in North Carolina at this point, correct?
Yeah.
You're on this team, so today is your first practice.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Now, what position are you playing right now? I know you're catcher, right?
Yeah, catcher, and I play a little third and second.
Okay, all some important positions. That's right. What's the batting average? What kind of batting average do you have to get an invite to a team like this?
It's got to be pretty high. Last year, I think I batted over 400. So
wow.
Last year was probably my best year yet. So
would you consider yourself more of a power hitter or just a base hitter?
Base hitter.
That's what's up. All right, let's get started. Good luck today. I hope everything works out. We're going to keep an eye on it. I know Fred's going to keep us updated, and hopefully we can get you back on. But what's your outside of the practice today? What are you looking forward to hanging out this week in the shore with Uncle Fred?
Just watching sports, really, watching all the Yankees games and all the playoffs that are starting.
So let me just give you a little background here between Jackson and Fred. They're diehard Yankees fans, and these two probably communicate, I would have to say, via text message 30 to 40 times a day.
Yeah.
Pretty accurate.
It's up there.
And is there any text message that do not relate to sports other than I'm on my way to come pick you up?
Rarely.
Rarely. Okay. All right. And I didn't even have this on the show notes, but I think this is something interesting we should bring up. Obviously, both of you are wearing Yankees hats. Now, there's another male counterpart that's involved in Jackson's life. That's his father. And if I'm not mistaken, Jackson, isn't your father a Mets fan?
Yes, he is.
So how does somebody raised by somebody who's a Mets fan end up a Yankees fan? Look, I'm not from New York, and I know there's bad blood between the two teams. How does that go over at the dinner table?
Not so well, especially after Soto now going over there.
Ooh.
Gets a little heated sometimes, but try to keep like our own ways. But
So
until we meet.
Well, if your father was a Yankee or a Mets fan growing up, like what got you to be a Yankees fan? Why are you a Yankees fan? Because we all know there's nothing in Jersey. So you guys all have to play like, wear Knicks jerseys and Yankees stuff and,
Most of my family is Yankees fans besides my dad. And then obviously Uncle Fred got me to Yankees.
Gotcha.
Taking me to games and stuff.
So your dad's basically the black sheep of the family.
Yeah.
Understandable. Fred,
I will say this though. He did convert. That Scotty the Body is grown up in Long Island, grew up an Islanders fan, but then became they call it a Devil's dad. So because Jackson likes the Devils, now he's a Devil fan. Scotty the Body. So like they call them Devil dads because nobody our age is a Devil fan really, because they came in the early 80s.
Right. So you're an Islanders fan, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
Jackson's a Devil guy.
So you guys probably get into heated debates over that rivalry as well.
It's not really the thing is it's not really a rivalry because the Isles really usually suck.
Is that
usually
true, Jackson?
The Devils. Yeah, usually the Devils do, but past couple of years they've been getting better.
So basically you guys just have the battle of the tallest midget between the Islanders and the Devils.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Let's get into a little NBA. We started the brackets. Everybody's involved in the brackets. We have what was our number, Fred? 26 people in the NBA bracket.
Yeah, I just want to say though, if you're in and you filled it out, you got to put your name in there. Change your name in the thing because we don't know who you are with ESPN fan whatever number. And also, there were a couple people who didn't hit the deadline. I could just remove them from the list just so.
Yeah, go ahead and remove them from the list so it's cleaner and we can track it. Now, for me personally, I actually who do you guys have winning it all? Jackson, who do you have winning it all in the playoffs in the bracket?
I have the Celtics winning.
I'm with you. I have the Celtics. Fred,
I do too.
All three of us are Celtics?
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that. Let me ask you this. After the first week, or the first round of the playoffs, how are you guys feeling with your picks so far? Fred, you go first, and then Jackson, you follow him.
I feel great. I think I mentioned this to you earlier in one of the earlier weeks. I feel like in the East, 1 through 4, chalk. So I feel pretty good about that. In the West, I got Golden State over Houston, so I feel pretty good about that. And I have the other favorites in the West as well. So right now, I feel pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, with the Lakers losing the 1 game's no big deal. I mean,
okay, all right.
I'm not that concerned, but I mean, that series may go to 7.
Right. All right. I'll comment on that in a second. Jackson, what are you thinking about your picks so far? What did you see out of the first game of the playoffs? Was it what you expected, or anything was like, wow, holy shit? I didn't see that coming.
I really thought the Lakers were gonna win the first game.
For sure.
Also a little nervous because I had them going to the finals. So I'm hoping they could pull away towards the end of the series. Not surprised by the Thunder. I'm expecting the Nuggets Clippers to be a very good series. Maybe 7.
The Nuggets Clippers?
Yeah.
That went in overtime, right?
Yeah.
That game went in overtime. And I don't know. Fred, you saw the video I sent you. It was absolutely hilarious, the TikTok video. Now, oh yeah, by the way, Fred's on TikTok now. Watch the fuck out.
Watch out.
Let me ask this, Fred. How are you liking the TikTok experience so far? Is it a kid's game? Are you on it? Like
I'm not really on it, to be honest. Like I went on, I downloaded it. I mean, it's cool. It's okay. It's the same thing as going on like IG Reels. It's kind of the same. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, yeah, it's brain rot, but
for brain rot. I'd love it. I don't know, Jackson. What's your take? Are you an IG guy or a TikTok guy?
IG. I don't even have TikTok.
You don't?
Nope.
Wow, I'm surprised at your age. No TikTok.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm a huge TikTok guy. I love it because it's just a bunch of like short clips, useful. Like I don't know. I follow a lot of pods on there too, but I get it. It's very similar to the IG Reels.
Yeah.
So you don't think there's cause for concern in LA? Now, granted, I know that the Wolves aren't going to shoot 50% from the 3-point line for the entire series, but I think they manhandled them pretty well, and I think that they have something to worry about. And if they go down 0-2, I think it's going to be a problem.
I mean, they go down 0-2. It's a big problem. So that's a huge game too. So I think that, but I mean, I think from the beginning we thought it was going to be tough anyway.
Yeah.
With the same thing with that, like what Jackson was saying about the Nugs, like that series is going to be tough too. What OKC did was just fucking slap the shit out of Memphis or whatever. I mean, that was ridiculous what they did.
I didn't even, for me, as far as picks, number one, I'm not happy with mine at all. Right out the gate, number one, I wanted to pick Minnesota over LA. And I kind of like listened to the chatter and the whole Luka thing, and I just got caught up in the media. I should have picked Minnesota. And the other part, I wanted to pick OKC to win it all. And a lot of people, I think we have, I wrote it down here. Oh, we have nine people on the pool that picked the Thunder to win.
Wow.
And number two is Boston. With 5. So it's a pretty big difference. With only 26 people, 9 of them picked the Thunder to win.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's not a bad pick.
No, it's not a terrible pick. They had an amazing regular season. But the funny part about it is, and they said this earlier, is the media doesn't give the Thunder any clout whatsoever. They're not a Boston. They're not a New York. They're not an LA. And there's some people that some of the sports are like, why are we not giving any love to the Thunder? Because nobody cares. Right?
Yeah.
Small market. They make it. It's a small market. Right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was a little disappointed. Should have went with my gut. I wanted Minnesota. I wanted OKC, Thunder winning it all. And they basically, like you said, I mean, this series is gonna be over real quick.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That's not even that was fucking belt to ass. Like that was at one point I looked and I think it was like 100 and something to 55. And it was so like it was like a crazy number, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Right.
Not that I thought it was going to be close or anything, but I mean, I didn't think it was going to be that crazy. Yeah.
Right. And obviously, the biggest disappointment for my weekend was obviously my Pistons versus Jackson's Knicks. And first of all, let me ask a couple of questions real quick. Who's the jabroni that came out and put up 15, and it's the first time he's ever scored that many in his entire career? What's that guy's name that plays for the Knicks? He looks like Randall's dad from This Is Us.
Sterling K. Brown?
Sterling K. Brown's father in This Is Us. What's the guy's name? Cameron
Payne.
Yeah, Cameron Payne. Does he not look like Randall's father from This Is Us when he was homeless?
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying.
Not when Randall's dad moved in with him, but when Randall's dad was homeless. That's what he looks like.
When he found him.
Yeah, when he found him.
Yeah.
So he puts up 15 points. This jabroni's not going to keep this up.
No, definitely not.
And we basically manhandled you for the entire 3 quarters, which there was at a point we were up 8 with like the start of the 4th quarter. We missed like a very easy like shot to go up 10, and right then and there when it just the wheels fell off. You guys went on a 21-0 run.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It is insane. I think it's like the 3rd best run in NBA history of a point differential or something crazy like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What's your take on the series, and how many games is this thing going to go?
I think it's going to end in 5. I think you guys will pull one away at home, but I think it ends in 5.
Wow. Okay. All right. So you don't think we're going to win tonight?
No.
Dude, if we go down 0-2, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
My prediction, we figure it out. We win tonight. We win at home, and you guys are in trouble. We're going to come out of this. I think we're going to win this series. I don't even think you guys are that good. And to be honest with you, my biggest takeaway from that is the announcers the entire time are talking about the inexperience of Detroit. And, and do I wholeheartedly, the whole game, I'm like, fuck them. What do you mean inexperience? We're manhandling you guys. You know where the inexperience came in is in that 4th quarter. And it showed tremendously. We missed open layups. We had a lane violation. We missed a dunk at one point. Like, that was embarrassing. But I don't know. I think we're going to turn it around. Any other surprises out of the first round? Like, other than a beatdown the OKC, everything else kind of went pretty similar to the way we thought. Don't you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and Golden State beating the 2 is but I feel like that's a bullshit rank too, because Golden State's basically favored in that game.
For sure.
I think the number was I think the number was around 1.5, or something like that. It's basically a pick. Hold on, I gotta let Hank out to chase the chipmunk around.
That makes sense. We have Jackson. We have one person to pick the Warriors. My son picked the Warriors right after they won the play-in game, and then switched it at the end to the Lakers. Do you think he's going to regret that change?
No, because I think the Lakers have a better shot of winning. I definitely think the Warriors are going to win this series against Rockets, because I don't think the Rockets have enough experience yet. Still very young.
I was just going to ask you that, and I'm not real familiar with the Rockets. Are the Rockets a predominantly young team for the most part? They are. Right. But I got to say, man, getting involved in this pod and getting on these brackets has got me back into the NBA like I was when I was Jackson's age, because that was a different form of basketball, in my opinion. It was so much fun. Basketball was so fun in the 90s. And I don't know. Obviously, I'm very biased. Do you have opinion on that, Jackson? I'm sure that your dad or Uncle Fred has told you how much better 90s basketball was than it is today. Are you like my oldest son who feels that the current NBA is better than it was back then? Do you have any context behind that?
I feel like it was better back then from what I hear. Like, now they're scoring 150 points to 130. No defense.
Nope.
Maybe 23s a game.
So, Jackson, what you're telling me is you're just an old soul in a young body.
Yeah.
You get it. You get it.
It's like they're playing the All-Star game.
What's that?
It's like they're playing the All-Star game.
With no defense.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We got to talk a little bit about the NHL. Wholeheartedly, didn't watch a lot of hockey. I'm leaning on you boys for this one. I phoned a friend. Shout out to my college roommate, Scott Koski, up in the UP. He loves it. He loves him some hockey. He loves hockey a lot. And he told me to go with the Colorado Avalanche. So I went with the Colorado Avalanche. I noticed that you two both picked the Winnipeg Jets, team I'm not very familiar with. What was your guys' thought on the first round of the NHL playoffs? What do you think? Are you still happy with your picks?
I'll let Jackson go first since he's a Devil guy and they played yesterday.
I'm happy with my picks, but not happy with my Devils, the way they came out. But
who did the Devils play in the first round?
The Carolina Hurricanes.
What was the score?
4-1. But I'm also not expecting a lot from them because they're missing their main player. He's done for the year. Jack Hughes, the Devils.
Oh, so you guys lost a main player before the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
But hey, I apparently, and you probably didn't know this, Jackson, because you live in Jersey, but I live in Hockey Town, apparently, where like hockey's like really a big thing, which I didn't even know. I don't think I live in Hockey Town. I think it's a fucking joke. But
don't. Dude, there's a lot of people out there. Like, I caught a lot of heat for talking about Michigan State. You'd catch more heat about saying Hockey Town is a joke.
I'm stating right here, right now, publicly on every forum, Detroit is not Hockey Town. That's a fucking joke.
Hockey
Jackson,
Town,
did you
USA.
Did Detroit was Hockey Town? Like, do you and your buddies be like, hey, man, what'd you do this weekend? And you're like, I went and visit my Uncle Fred in Hockey Town. No, nobody talks about that.
But, well, I think that's a little bit before his time when the name came out. And, but I mean, I think you put a poll out there. Maybe don't you do Facebook? You probably have more traffic on Facebook. I think you put a poll out there and see what it looks like.
I think that's a wonderful idea, Fred. I think that's a wonderful idea.
We could talk about the results, but I mean, I always will consider it Hockey Town, USA. So
you are only considering a Hockey Town, USA to piss me off.
No way, because I considered it Hockey Town before I even moved out there. So like it's known as Hockey Town.
Amongst who, Fred?
Amongst NHL fandom.
Fair enough.
Like if you asked globally, all NHL fans, what town is considered Hockey Town? It would be
no way. There's no way some jabroni from Toronto who's a Leafs fan is going to be like, where the mecca of hockey is?
I didn't say it was the mecca. I didn't say it was the mecca. I said it's labeled as Hockey Town. And someone from Toronto who is a big hockey fan would definitely know that Hockey Town is Detroit.
There's no way a Canadian would say that this is Hockey Town.
No, they might not agree with the term, but they would say that
they know it as.
Yes.
Terrible.
Like, people, just like, it's like a thing that I think it's not regional, but like they consider Madison Square Garden the Mecca, right? And I think like outside of New York, New Jersey, I think if you said that to people, they would be like, oh yeah, Madison Square Garden. Now, some other people may say, well, I don't think it's the Mecca. Okay, fine. That's great. But it is labeled that, right? And I think that with the majority of hockey fans out there, I'm talking about hardcore hockey fans, people that are into hockey watch, because I don't know if there's a lot of hockey fans around Michigan because most of the folks in Michigan are fair weather fans. You know that. I mean, no one's watching the Wings when they're not in the playoffs. That's just, it's facts. And hardly anyone's watching the Pistons when they're playing like shit. And now all of a sudden it's, the Pistons are in and it's like, yeah, let's go. This is a basketball city. Man, you guys weren't even fucking watching 2 years ago. You weren't watching last year. Like, like it's kind of like, I mean, listen, I'm not going to get involved in the little cute sports community, but like, it's a good little sports town and that's cool. Just do your thing. But don't forget the fact that you invented the car. Hang your hat on that. It's not a sports town, like.
So it's funny you bring that up, and you'll like this because I got a buddy on Facebook. Shout out to Scott Korniak, known him for years, and always been a Lions hater. Always, but Stafford sucks. This team's never going to do any good, blah, 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 blah. Like, whatever. Like, anytime they did something stupid, he's first one to put on Facebook the hate, right? Year and a half ago, I see all of a sudden pictures, everything. Guess who has season tickets to the Lions now? Right? So I let it go. Join the wagon, whatever the case may be. Saturday, doing my thing, doing a little doom scrolling, a little frustrated with the Pistons. And he puts up there and says, Cade sucks. And I lost it. Oh, he does he? And I said, give it time, calm down. You're going to have a Cade jersey and season tickets in 2 years. Like,
yeah,
come on. Cade sucks. No, I think Cade didn't play well at the end of that game, and his inexperience showed. Would I label a term sucks on him? No, he's probably one of the better players in the league, and you guys can agree with me. He's a good player.
Yeah.
Is he a player that's going to take over? Is he a player that's going to take over the game right now? I think that's where he's lacking, to be honest with you.
I think he can, though.
He has the ability to.
Yeah.
I
think he can. But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. Like now, it's Pistons, it is a basketball city, and come on, man, you guys play at LCA, dude. Like, it's like don't try to compare the atmosphere at LCA compared to what's going on at the Garden. Like, come on, do you bus people in there last time I was there was nobody in the place. I had the place to myself.
When was the last time you were there?
Maybe it was two.
Because what's right that? Before you left, you and I went to a Wings game.
We did, and we bet the over on the Stars. and we hit by the second period. So you should thank me for that.
That was actually pretty funny because you told me to be cool because you didn't want people around us to know that we bet the over, and we wanted the over to hit with the Wings scoring a goal.
Yeah,
I think the over was 4, and the game was like 4-1 or something like that
at the end of 2, and you have to hang your head like, damn, man, let's get out of here, but because you can't.
Meanwhile, my FanDuel app's blowing up.
Yes, it's a good day. Vicenti's, shout out to Vicenti's.
I was just gonna say that.
Great dinner there.
So that actually brings up another good question. Well, actually, I got 2 questions, so I'm gonna go to Jackson. I got to ask a question. Being your age, knowing your father, knowing what your environment you're in, do you have a FanDuel account?
No, I don't.
So you don't no online gambling?
No.
Have you had a conversation with your father as to what age is going to be appropriate for you to start online gambling?
No, I never have, but he does ask me about it a lot, who should he pick and stuff. So so me and him together is kind of.
So your dad won't let you have the app, but he uses you to make his
sometimes
picks.
he'll ask me who should he take or whatever like that. Yeah.
I may have entered some action in for Jackson last year.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No, okay. I got it. I'm just curious because I hear a lot of people it's a big thing. Oh, let me ask you this.
Most of my friends do it. A bunch of my friends have it. Yeah.
Okay. So you're in 8th, 9th?
Yeah.
8th grade. So in Jersey, will you be in high school next year?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're telling me that a lot of your buddies, they got FanDuel accounts.
Yeah.
Tied to mom's credit card.
Yeah.
Running 6-leg parlays.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it.
Well, I mean, listen, before FanDuel and DraftKings, I mean, we were gambling in 9th grade. So that's not that crazy.
Well, no, it is because you think about it, you're running with cash on the street, right? Picking up tickets, working with a bookie, and you grew up in Jersey and in New York-ish areas. That's just pretty common way of life.
Yeah, that's why I thought that that's what I'm saying. It wasn't odd having a number in ninth grade.
Right. And obviously we don't want to air your business, Fred, but there were some issues that you ran into in regards to some of those things back in the day.
Everybody gets in over their head once in a while. If you're gonna listen, if you're gonna swim in the deep end, you're gonna get in over your head at some time.
Right, understandable.
But you
got it at first when I first met you. That when you weren't on social media, I thought that was the reason why.
No, listen. If you get in over your head, you get in over your head. It's no big deal. You got to, you get a marker somewhere from the street. You pay terrible points on it, but you just work your way out and you find a way to hit a couple bets in a row to get out.
Yeah. You're only as good as your next bet.
You don't just give up.
Right.
Keep digging the hole.
Well, let's filter into a little bit of baseball. Now, unfortunately, look at you both. They're just smiling and just excited to talk about baseball. Jackson, I wish you were on here when Fred. Let me ask this question. I know you're a fan of the pod. What'd you think of Fred in the Lions or in the Tigers hat with the Old English D? Were you upset? Were you mad? Like, tell me about it. Did he look good in it?
No, he did not look good in it. Should never wear it again. Should go back to the store and return it.
But he's got family from Detroit, Jackson.
I know, but you always
and you guys lost.
Yeah, but still got to rep the Yankees.
All right.
Just wait till next series. Got it.
Oh, that sounds like a typical Yankees fan. Wait till next year, right?
Yeah.
So tell me what your thought is on the Yankees so far, Jackson. I know we've heard what Fred's take out. He had a shit ton of excuses on why he lost to Detroit. Why don't you fill me in on what you think's going on in New York, and what do you think this season is going to look like?
I think the hitting's there. I think it's really going to come down to our pitching towards the end of the year and who could stay healthy and who's going to perform. Like, our closing spot right now is not looking too good. Might have to shake that up and move Devin Williams maybe to the 7th inning, put Weaver back to the closing spot like he was last year. But, okay. I mean, the bats are there. We're like number 1 in all the statistics, home runs and all that stuff.
Who's got the most home runs on the Yankees right now? Can he beat 7?
Wait, what? Oh, Judge.
Does Judge have the most home runs? How many home runs is he?
7. Should have 8. Should have 8.
Should have 8. Got robbed
yesterday's home run. They called it foul, but showed the replay.
So right now, Torkelson and Judge are tied for home runs at 7.
Yeah,
I think Tork has 7. He hit one yesterday.
Yeah, the guy that you guys wanted to throw away.
Don't say you guys. I never.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. No,
I did not want to throw him away.
I was the only one that was was vouching for the poor kid. They had Cody Keith. They were getting rid of their guy. They were getting rid of Torque. Oh, we're gonna move on from here. Now all of a sudden, no, he's our guy.
That's because we have a great coach in AJ Hinch who was like, no, let's stop the bullshit.
No, you had injuries, and he was called, and he made the squad. That's what happened.
Last chance, you.
Terrible. And I hope he bounces, dude. I hope he bounces because he doesn't deserve that to be there. Now all of a sudden everyone's, sucking him off because, he's got 7 homers and he's hitting like great. And now everybody's sucking the guy off. But it was so close to not making the team, which was crazy to me.
Jackson, did you realize how hated that your Uncle Fred is by Michigan State fans because of this podcast? Did you happen to follow some of the stuff he spews out of his mouth?
Yeah. He told me a little bit about it yesterday, how he's hated a little bit. Yeah.
It got a little heated, and now I think he's dealing with another fandom, and I think this is going to be an issue. It's going to be. When are the Yankees and the Mets play? When is that going down?
It's actually soon, I think. It's like May 16th, I think. First game is. in the Bronx too.
Wait, it's a complete series sweep.
Yeah.
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 It'll be interesting. They're a good team. I mean, they're in first place. Just like the Tigers are, just like the Yankees are. So it'll be good, man. I think we're a better team than the Mets. But it is what it is. But see, like the Mets are kind of like Michigan. Like U of M, like U of M,
U of M.
U of M, yeah, they're kind of the same, and the Tigers are very similar to the Mets because the Tigers are like they would rather. Well, like U of M, let me put it this way: they would rather, beat Ohio State, and Ohio State ends up winning the national championship. So and the U of M people will be like, yeah, but we don't care because we beat them. Like, oh, okay. So that's like the Mets and like the Tigers. Like I always say, when the Yankees play the Tigers, that's the Tigers World Series. Like, so the Tigers could win that series and be happy about it, and the Yankees will go to the World Series, even if they lose or they go to the playoffs, whatever. And it's like they think that they had a more successful year because like let me ask you this, Brad, as a U of M guy, would you rather
wait. I told you about this U of M situation. I went to the Ferris State University.
D2 powerhouse.
D2 powerhouse. I think we have 4 natties in 5 years, 3 natties in 5 years, something crazy like that. So
crazy.
Let me just clarify with that. Now, to answer your question, would I rather, as a Michigan fan, win a national championship or beat Ohio State, or lose to Ohio State and win? I would rather win a national championship all day, every day.
Yes, I agree.
However, I do feel like you're not wrong in what you're saying. In fact, I even know a certain individual who cheers for a team out of Columbus who was more upset about the fact that they lost to Michigan than winning the national championship. Which I thought was
crazy.
Absolutely odd. I said, would you rather give up the championship and beat Michigan? And he said yes.
That's crazy to me.
He said yes. I was blown away.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. And but the thing is, I feel like that's what I say the similarities are with like Tigers or Mets. Like the Mets out here where in the Mecca of the world, where on the axis of the whole world out here in North Jersey, New York Metro, it seems like it's just everything revolves. Like if you want to know anything about the Yankees, stats, scheduling, anything you want to know about the Yankees, ask a Met fan. Because they care more about the Yankees losing than they do about the Mets winning.
Do you feel that's the case, Jackson?
Yeah.
Is that how we could properly describe your father?
Honestly, he doesn't even really watch or care about the Yankees. Barely even watches the Mets games. But then when they win, he'll rub it in my face like he watched it. But
fair weather.
It's like if the Yankees beat the Mets, not a lot of Yankee fans even give a fuck, to be honest. But if the Mets beat the Yankees, you're gonna get text messages and shit, and it's just like, dude, really?
Like last year when the Mets swept the Yankees, my dad texting us brooms.
So it was a group text between all three of you, and he's throwing out brooms in the group text. What are you guys responding with?
Nothing. There's nothing. I mean, I don't know. Should I send back rings? Like, it's just like it doesn't even. It doesn't even. It's incomparable. So like, it's kind of silly when people do things like that. So like, I'm okay with it. Like, but to be honest with you, there's not a lot of Yankee fans that give a fuck about the Mets. And I think you know this. I was in sports TV. Like I worked with the Mets for 6 years. I don't hate the Mets at all. I could give a fuck about the Mets. They're not on my radar. Like, like I hate Boston. You know that.
Yeah.
Besides Boston cream, Boston baked beans, and Donna Summer.
So what are the chances that the Yankees make it back to the World Series this year? Jackson, I'm going to let you go with it first.
I think they're pretty high. I mean, I don't think the AL has as much competition as the NL does.
Right.
So I think there's better odds than like some of the good teams in the NL that have to face like the Dodgers, Phillies, and those type of teams. So I mean, I expect them to make it back.
You expect them to make it back? Same outcome as last year, though?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was, but
hopefully they put up a little better performance. Let's put it that way.
At least maybe get it to 6 games.
You're right.
not sell it in 5.
Right. It makes sense. Absolutely. So if you had to pick right now, who's your favorite Yankee on the team right now?
Ooh, that's tough. I really like Goldschmidt and how he's been playing.
All right.
A lot of people expected him to be not so good, but
he's bringing us. And then what about your favorite Yankee of all time?
Okay. So this is probably your guy now.
Yes.
My boy Gleyber Torres.
Labor Day.
He's the reason I wear 25.
Wait, that's your favorite Yankee of all time?
Yeah.
What about El Capitan?
He was late. He didn't get to see El Capitan.
Oh, that was before your time. Okay. Mm-hmm. Michigan guy, by the way. Just want to throw that in there.
Actually born in Pequannock, New Jersey, but go ahead.
He grew up in Kalamazoo and was supposed to go to Michigan.
Well, he did go to Michigan.
Oh, he did? I thought they recruited him and he decided to go to the Yankees.
No, he couldn't play.
Oh, because of the way.
Because he was already drafted. But listen, he's from New Jersey, by the way. His dad got a
job
at Western, and that's why they moved out there.
Western. Let me ask. Speaking of Western, Jackson, what are your? I know we're a long way away, but where do you see yourself in? You're in 8th grade now. 5 years.
Hopefully playing college baseball.
Baseball is the sport. Now you play hockey too, right?
Not anymore.
No. So you're solely working on baseball. You don't no basketball, no nothing?
I do play basketball, but
Fred said you're terrible at basketball though.
I did not say that.
All right. So I mean, if you could sign a contract today, what college would you like to go play baseball for? Florida. The University of Michigan?
No, Florida.
Florida?
Yeah.
Why Florida?
Warm down there. I want to play somewhere where it's warm.
Makes sense. Isn't there some other states you could take him to, Fred? Do you feel like Florida's the best place for somebody like Jackson?
Well, SEC, it's great division down there. It's like any of those schools down there are and even Texas and anywhere down there, SEC or Texas or Cali. I mean, yeah, if I was him, I would want to play somewhere warm as well. For sure. But yeah, all those SEC teams are ridiculous. I mean, just pumping out draft picks. He is a big Dookie.
Does Duke have a good baseball team? I have no clue.
They're pretty decent. They started the year ranked, but now they dropped.
If you had the opportunity, Florida comes to you, Duke comes to you, full ride, both schools to play baseball, what school are you picking?
Probably Florida still.
Wow.
I'm not really like a big Duke baseball fan. I'm really just a big like Duke basketball fan, and I'll watch football too.
You're just a Cooper Flag lover.
Yeah, I think he just.
By the way, I saw your pick with Cooper Flag. By the way, Fred showed me that. That's pretty dope. You had to have been pretty excited about that. Not excited about the outcome of that, but what a cool experience.
Yeah. Sure.
Awesome. All right, boys.
Draft.
Well,
the draft is this week.
Oh, why didn't you hit me on that? I thought it was next week. I hate to say it. Let's talk.
Thursday.
Oh, wait. I know what I want to say. Jackson, aren't you a Giants fan?
Yeah.
Did something happen yesterday with the Giants?
What happened?
Fred, did you hear something?
No.
About Malik Neighbors? I think he got suspended for the year.
No, did he actually?
Fact check it. I don't know. I swear I saw something. I didn't fact check it. I think he got busted for gambling.
Oh, I did see something maybe.
And I think he's out for the year. Please tell me this is the first you're hearing about it, Jackson, because your face is showing me that you had no clue what I was talking about.
No, I don't. I never heard about this.
I read yesterday on Twitter. Now, I didn't dig too deep. Sometimes I get caught up in like the McCum Daily once in a while, like those offsite sites where I'm like, hey, this didn't really happen. But I think I thought I read something that he got busted for gambling online or something like that, and they suspended him for the year.
We gotta look into it.
All right, we'll fact check that. We'll table that for a little bit, but feel like Malik Neighbors will be out for the season, and that's going to affect your team, Jackson.
Huge.
Who do you see? Who do you see? What do you see your Giants doing in this draft?
I mean, honestly, I don't even know. I think if Travis Hunter is still there, I think we're going to go with Travis Hunter.
What pick do you guys have?
3.
Fred, what do you think the chances of Travis Hunter coming down to 3? Slim?
Yeah. No, I think he'll be there. I think the Giants end up with Travis Hunter. To be honest, yes. I think
it's either him or Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter, it would be a great pickup, but like, aren't you hurting for a quarterback at the Giants?
They got Russ we trust.
Yeah, dangerous Russ over here.
You can't. Please tell me, Jackson.
And we got Jameis Winston. So
you're a much wiser man than understand that you can put all your eggs in one basket with Russell Wilson. You saw what he did for the Steelers.
But it's a gap year for them.
Yeah,
gap year. I feel like the Giants have been on a gap year for quite some time, since Eli Manning, in fact.
Yeah, they thought they had Danny Dimes was going to be the next great thing.
I honestly thought he was too after that playoff win, but
or what's the kid from Jersey everyone was excited about?
Tommy DeVito.
Are you a fan?
Yeah.
All right. Tommy Cutlets.
Yep, Tommy Cutlets.
Tommy Cutlets. Oh my gosh. All right. We're pretty set that Cam Ward's going to be number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2 pick. Who's got the number 2 pick?
The Browns.
What do you think the Browns are going to do? They're hurting all over the place.
I don't know if they're going to take Shador or they're going to go with Hunter. I don't know.
I heard rumors that Shador could possibly go to the Saints. What number is the Saints?
That's the team we're going to swap with and get Shador. I told you that. Steelers.
Yeah.
You did say that.
I mean, I don't know how true it is and stuff, but I mean, I would love it. It'd be cool.
Of course. Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Especially the fact that we don't have a quarterback. So,
is that that big of a deal in the NFL? Is having a quarterback a big deal? I don't know. I live in Hockey Town. I don't know.
I could understand that. I could understand you not understanding that. I mean, once Maddie left, dude, that's it. And Michigan's favorite lady,
Oh, Kelly Stafford.
Yeah,
Stanford.
I don't understand that. America's sweetheart, Michigan's sweetheart.
She was not Michigan's sweetheart. I couldn't stand.
She definitely was. Ask Hank.
Hank, who? Your dog?
No, the guy on television. Help me, Hank.
Yeah.
That's her boy. Michigan's sweetheart.
Look, everybody who knows me knows I was a huge Stafford guy. And when he left and won a Super Bowl, I wasn't surprised one bit because I've been saying it for 15 years that he was going to win a Super Bowl, although I thought it was going to be in Detroit.
Plus, you were wearing probably a Detroit Rams shirt.
I was not wearing a Detroit. The most ridiculous thing I ever heard. Low key, I'm not going to lie. I was definitely rooting for him to win the Super Bowl that year as a I told you so, you fucking assholes. But I was not I never got off the Lions, unfortunately.
Who's a better quarterback, Goff or Stafford?
Stafford. 100%.
I agree. I think Goff's a good quarterback as well. I just think Matty Stafford's a Hall of Famer.
I think he's a very good quarterback, and I think he has a great surrounding cast. Now, I know people are going to eat me up like, he had Stafford had Calvin Johnson, but he didn't have a fucking offensive line.
Yeah, it was running for his life.
You know what I mean? Like they talk about, they get him back. He was just recently on a couple of podcasts. It's kind of cool because you see him out in the media more now. He actually just did the Breaking 50 with DeChambeau. Did you see that?
You mean since he's in a big market now?
No, since he won a Super Bowl, you asshole.
In a big market?
No, a Super Bowl, like the mecca of what?
No one's even talking about it.
Stop! Don't tell me that the LA Rams is a big market. They can't even sell out their crowd.
No, just Los Angeles in general. Just that's what I'm saying. Right now, he's out more now than he was when he won the Super Bowl.
It's because it's nice year round in California, Fred. It's cold here.
It's a big market compared to a small market. That's all. And there's nothing wrong with that. You invented the car. Hang your hat on it. Keep it moving.
Whatever.
And the Frisbee game in the woods.
We did not invent the Frisbee game in the woods. Jackson, is it true that you don't like coming to Michigan because you have to Fred makes you pump the gas when when you come here?
Yeah, he does.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on, Jackson. Good luck today at the practice. We'll be. Can we follow? Can we follow what's going on when you go to North Carolina? Is there a way for people to follow the games and watch them live?
Yeah, on Game Changer. You gotta download the app Game Changer.
Fred, you got an account on Game Changer?
It's the free one, though. It's not. So I could just follow. I could follow live. If you pay for it, you can see like all the stats and stuff. But I don't need to see that. But yeah, I'll show you the app, and then you'll follow the team, whatever team he's on, and then you could. So some of the parents go live, so then you could hit the live button and watch it too.
But you got to have the account.
No, you have to have the app, but you don't have to pay.
Oh,
like they do it on their own.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. All right, man. Good luck to you, Fred. I'll see you next week, Jackson. I appreciate you coming on. Hopefully, I can get you on again and kind of keep us updated on how the baseball goes, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, take care, boys.
Thank you.
Hey.